best part. You gotta bear through it. You gotta have fun with what you do. I will be YouTube's first ever boxing promoter. I'm a boxing reporter. I go by T Street Controversy Live when I cover boxing. February the 21st, 2015, you're gonna have King Arthur Abraham, 41-4 with 21 KOs, the current WBO 168-pound super middleweight champion, fighting Paul Smith of the Brother Smith Fighting Family Smith, 35-4, and I believe he has 20 KOs. They fought before in a fight. I forgot exactly what the date was, but I watched the fight. I covered the fight because with what I do, T Street Controversy Live, I cover every major fight live. So, let me catch my breath. That took a lot out of me. Take some time out. Subscribe, read the description box, so you can see the records, because I probably messed them up. I do know Arthur Abraham is 41-4, though. I know that. But here's the thing. You don't get fighters giving fighters rematches the way Arthur Abraham did. Especially when you see cards that are 109, 119, 117, 111. And then the WBO still says, nah, we don't see nothing wrong with that. Now, Eddie Hearn, Matchroon Boxing, the promoter of Paul Smith, went to the WBO and, can you make this mandatory? Because the way those judges scored that fight, especially with the reputation of Germany when it comes to boxing, can you make a mandatory rematch? Nah, it didn't work out. But the good thing is the promoters are very good friends and, they have a good working relationship. And thanks to the gentlemanly gesture of Arthur Abraham, now Paul Smith is going to get a rematch. So once again, you have Arthur Abraham, 168-pound super middleweight champion, who has other fights he could have gone after. Maybe a Mikel Kessler. A rematch with Stieglitz. You got guys like James DeGale out there. And I'm not saying that they're in that mix. But what I'm saying is, Felix Sturm again, you got fights out there for him. But at this point in time, for some reason, I guess maybe they see, this is the way I look at it. It's somewhat similar to the Mayweather versus Maidana situation, where Mayweather won the first fight, but Marcos Maidana won the fans and he won the event, if you get what I'm saying. So Paul Smith went over to Germany and put on a hell of a show where you had an Arthur Abraham who was not fully prepared, or it looked as if he did not take Paul Smith seriously. You had Paul Smith take full advantage of that opportunity and could have, and in a lot of fans' eyes, won that fight despite what the cards say. So if you look at Paul Smith as far as, the American Rocky story, he's got defeats. He didn't go into this fight with a chance as far as fans are concerned to win. He's taken 2 knockout losses to the other, who's supposed to be the best 2 168-pound fighters over there in the UK, and George Groves and James DeGale. And yet right now, he's closest to getting the title shot. And think about it. Carl Froch got 2 shots. George Groves got 2 shots at Carl Froch. And one was mandatory. Whereas in this time, Arthur Abraham giving Paul Smith 2 shots voluntarily. I don't know if Paul Smith was the mandatory for the first fight. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But what I'm saying is you have a chance now for Paul Smith if he put it this way. It's about if he's mentally there. He's been stopped before. He looks like a different fighter. And also, if you factor in that Arthur Abraham and Team Sauerland, I always forget how to pronounce their name. If you look at them, there was a bit of glove gate controversy going on to where Arthur Abraham did not allow Paul Smith to wear the gloves that he wanted. Ain't that crazy? So, it wasn't just Mayweather. There's, other people are doing it too. So, depending on how that factors in, I'm thinking to myself, well, if Paul Smith had his gloves that he normally wears, I'm not from the UK. So remember, it's hard for me to get a lot of the inside information. But as far as what I'm understanding is that if Paul Smith would have been able to wear his own gloves, he would have had a better chance of hurting or maybe even stopping Arthur Abraham. Would it have happened? Would have, could have, should have. Obviously, the fight already happened already, so we do not know. But now Paul Smith feels confident that Arthur Abraham can't stop him, but Paul Smith feels he can stop him. Now, go back to what I said earlier in the video. For some reason, I'm thinking that this Arthur Abraham, he's going to come out there focused. You know, just like Mayweather had the first fight, you know, against Marcos Maidana. Then the second fight he came on. I'm sure they watched the Mayweather Maidana. I'm sure they know all this already. He's a champion, meaning Arthur Abraham, for crying out loud. So I know that he's thinking to himself, and I'm sure his team is telling him, listen, keep that belt in Germany. You know, especially if all people don't let him beat you. So I'm thinking to myself, Arthur Abraham is really going to take him seriously. And that's what we're looking for when you're looking at the rematch, to see, okay, all right, what can he do differently than he did in the first fight? Now, as far as the fight being in Germany and the judges, it's like, okay, all right, maybe the WBO is going to put judges in there that doesn't have as the same track record as those judges in the first fight. You know, mix it up a little bit. Of course, it's not going to be the same judges, but still, in Germany, though, you know, it's like fighters don't get the benefit of the doubt in Germany. You know, but that's like that everywhere you go, like, you know, especially when you go to someone's home, you know, and then the way the crowd is, and then depending on what kind of fight you were seeing, the fight could have went either way. Even to me, the fight could have went either way. I'm T-Street Controversy, www.realcombatmedia.com, and I cover boxing every single major fight live, whether international or domestic. I got it. Please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe. 2015 is going to be a very, very big year for me. I don't want to talk about it. Just gotta wait. Hang in there. But if you don't know, once again, February 21st is going to be on Sky Sports. I'm sure it's going to be on Sky Sports. I'm going to be covering that fight. You know, so moments after it goes off, I'm going to be right here to talk about it. T-Street Controversy Live.